crowd, isn't it?
Yes.
Lady up there thawing a turkey. My name is Johnny Carson. My job is to make you laugh. Your job is not to report me. You know what today is? You should know this.
I do know.
I want to see if anybody else does. You know what birthday it is today? You're right, the Marine Corps. United States Marines were founded this day in 1775. And Ed is in the Marines. He was on our side. Matter of fact, you are, even now, a colonel?
Yes.
In the Marine Corps Reserve.
Yes.
So this is a big day for Ed, and every day to celebrate the founding of the Marine Corps, Ed and his old buddies get together, and they invade a nude beach. Gung-ho! Well, what else happened? President Carter held another press conference today. Do you realize that is the 19th press conference he has had since he became president 9 months ago? And I'll say one thing for Mr. Carter. He's not afraid to answer questions and tell it like it is. Unfortunately, the way it is the way it was 9 months ago. That's a little problem right there. I feel sorry for Mr. Carter. Nothing's happened in 9 months. You can get pregnant, have a baby in 9 months. Mr. Carter hasn't even had morning sickness or anything. I think the president is getting a little worried about the latest findings, the popularity poll. At the end of the press conference yesterday, one of the reporters said, "Thank you, Billy's brother." It's kind of a put down, wasn't it? This, well, no. This is not a halftime rally. What? And even then, they weren't sure. Wow. This was, speaking of the Carters, this was the week that Billy Carter was on the cover of Newsweek magazine holding a can of beer. Did you see that? I don't know if you know this, but in the event, if anything should happen to Billy, Foster Brooks automatically becomes the president's brother. He's got a lot of problems, you know. The unemployment is still going up. Inflation is bad. The economy is not the best. I know the economy is in bad shape. Today, you may not believe this. Guy stopped me on the street, stuck a gun in my ribs and said, "This is a stick-up. I'm desperate. I need $500. And I said, "Are you in trouble?" And he said, "Yes, I'm a transvestite. Haven't got a thing to wear." That's how expensive one of Fortunately,
Or unfortunately.
Or unfortunately, either way you want to look at. You know, not only is the economy down, but people are laughing less. I found that goes when the economy is depressed and people don't have jobs, they seem to laugh. So that's another thing the administration is screwing up my monologue. Luckily, I don't worry too much about inflation. I don't, I'm not proud, but, you know, I have a fine financial advisor, Bombastic Bushkin, who's made a lot of money for me. He can make money in any business. Bushkin specializes in arson. And I'm not in Wall Street, in the market as such. I have one investment in Wall Street on bat guano futures, which I'm in. But Bushkin has put me in some pretty good investments. I own an all-night coffee shop at the Alamo. I'm into the cattle breeding business. That's very good, you know. I have a ranch with 100 head of cattle, 99 bulls, and 1 cow. I want to sell, but the cow won't let me. So, he also... That's what you want. High-class material like that, huh? Bushkin's also gotten me into sports. It's big business. I cater victory dinners for the Tampa Buccaneers. I represent Chris Everett for bowling. I represent Billy Carter for all milk commercials. And I'm in a syndicate backing a stud farm for Morris the cat. It's just some of the things. Well, let's see what else has happened. Doris Day's in the news today. Did you read that? Doris Day is embroiled in some kind of dispute with the city of Beverly Hills. According to the Beverly Hills Code, you're allowed to have, I think, 3 dogs. And they say, allegedly, reportedly, Doris Day has 11 dogs. I understand that she has the only house in town that guests wipe their feet after they leave the house. I don't know about that. I just figured out que sera, I think means on the paper. On the paper. What's that mean? Oh. Some doctors in Massachusetts. What is that little thing? Was weird. There's a medical note have discovered a new strain of flu. The dairy farmers are apparently catching from their cows. It's true. I'm not making this up. There are 3 symptoms of the cow fever. You have a fever and a sore throat and an uncontrollable urge to chew your cud. One cow came down with the flu and asked for 4 Kleenexes. Did you know that? You're right. Okay, I don't want to keep you any longer because I know you've got more important things to do. Did you tell them who we have on the show tonight?
Yes.
Did they seem
That's worth
excited?
repeating.
Did they seem excited about that at all? Miss Dinah Shore is with us tonight.
Yeah.
Yes. Mr. Charles Nelson Reilly, Teri Garr, and Thalassa Crusoe. And we'll be back. We'll be right back. Yes, sir. Oh, we're back.
And almost.
To your help.
Your help. And let's say to the United States Marine Corps, 202 years old tonight.
Semper Fidelis, is that?
Semper Fidelis.
Or is that the Boy Scouts?
Oh, that's the Marine Corps.
Oh.
Semper Fi.
What's the Boy Scouts motto? Always prepared. What is that?
Be prepared.
Be
Be prepared.
Be prepared.
Coast Guard is always prepared.
No, the Boy Scouts is be prepared.
Always prepared.
Oh, all right.
Semper Paratus, I believe.
You're right. Did you celebrate today in the Marine
Yes,
Corps?
I did.
How does one celebrate?
I took my back out to lunch.
That's right. We mentioned this last night.
Yes.
Ed threw his back out and
Yeah.
some
See,
more.
you don't know. You never had that. You don't understand what that is. It's a funny
No, I'm not.
ailment.
There's a slip. Does the disc go?
Nothing. It's crazy. It's something with the muscle. You move in a funny way, and all of a sudden, you can't stand to sit.
Are you taking?
Sit to stand or something.
Are you taking some?
I found some medication. Yes, I spoke to doctor's doctor, and Doc's doctor got me something. Ross.
Oh.
Dr. Ross. And
It's a shame to waste it on pain, isn't it? You're going to go throw your back out again next week. No, I know it's very discomforting, and I don't mean to make light of it, but there's not much you can do.
nothing. You just have to.
They always say put heat on it. You ever notice that? Take aspirin and put heat on it.
I'm going to put some heat on it tonight.
No, that's...
Wait a minute.
Yes, sir.
It is the Marine Corps' birthday.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Ho, ho.
Ho, ho.
You're still a reserve colonel.
Well, I'm retired reserve.
Oh, what does that mean? What happens
I
in a
have
war?
fulfilled-
They don't take you, do they?
No, that has to be a
if they-
real emergency.
If they take you...
Yes. You're
then-
going with me.
I know. If they take you, I know it's all over.
That's right. No, it means you've fulfilled your satisfactory term and you've retired and you've got your honors and whatever, and that's it.
Oh.
Yes.
Do you rate a salute? Would you
Oh,
rate a
yes.
salute for me if we met on the street and I was in my
Yes,
My
because of your
uniform?
rank. What was your highest rank that you attained?
lieutenant junior grade in the Naval Forces of the
Yes.
United States?
Then I would rank. Yes. Yes, I would rank
That's what I...
a salute.
Why is that?
Well, because a colonel outranks a Lieutenant J.G. Colonel's
That's right.
like a captain in the Navy.
Well, if I would have stayed in the reserve, I would have been a captain. Do you realize that?
That's right. But you didn't, so start saluting.
Okay. We had some material here, but I don't know whether it's really...
How do you feel about it?
So. No, I'll tell you where it came from. So some disc jockey, a fellow by the name works under the name of Dr. Demento. Right?
Sounds like one of your characters.
No,
Here
it's
he is,
true.
Dr. Demento.
He was educated at UCLA and received his master's degree in music. And his radio program, the Dr. Demento Show, is syndicated all over, about 600 stations throughout the world.
Wow.
And he came up with the 10 worst song titles. And these are actual titles. I thought some of them were jokes. Did you know I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream?
Yes.
Was a song?
There was a song, yes.
All right. They needed a songbird in heaven, so God took Caruso away. Was a song written when Enrico Caruso passed away. Plant a watermelon on my grave and let the juice soak through. Actual titles. Where did Robinson Crusoe go with Friday on Saturday night?
I've heard that. I know that.
I thought that was a joke. I know it's a song. Come after breakfast, bring your lunch, and leave before supper time. How could you believe me when I said I love you when you know I've been a liar all my life?
That was a hit.
Yeah, here's one. I've got those wake up 7:30, wash your ears, they're dirty, eat your eggs and oatmeal, rush to school blues. Would you rather be a colonel with an eagle on your shoulder or a private with a chicken on your knee?
Right.
A woman is only a woman, but a good cigar is a smoke.
Right.
I thought that was originally said by Mark Twain. No, what he said is what the country needs is a good 5-cent cigar or something like that. 10 worst song titles. We've come up with some others that we think should be in that list.
You mean you didn't cover all of them?
We didn't cover all of those. We have some more bad songs that if they made these songs...
Right. These would be bad.
Bird drops keep falling on my head. It happened in Monterey, but I know a doctor in Tijuana. Didn't give it. I want a girl just like the girl that married dear old Lee Majors. The moon was yellow, and I was pretty chicken myself. Baubles, bangles, and boobs. Baby, you done me wrong, but keep doing it till you get it right. These are songs, folks, from the heart.
You really didn't get it, didn't it?
Pot gets in your eyes. We should have had that. My heart says yes, yes, but my pacemaker says no, no. No, I don't like that one. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to snort. Weird. What is this thing called love? Because my doctor has another name for it. Darling, I am growing older, so let me in the bathroom. That could be a hit. Nobody does it better, except maybe your brother Al. Those are songs that should have been
in a list.
Dr. Navenno's list.
Yes. Could have got a dinner.
You've got to punch these. You can't let him sit there. You got to punch those. We have Miss Dinah Shore with us tonight, Charles Nelson Reilly, Teri Garr, lovely young lady, and Thalassa Crusoe, whom I'm sure you all know, is one of the expert gardeners, and she's a delightful, and she's funny, delightful lady. We will do this. Dinah Shore will be with us in just a couple of seconds. You're absolutely right. I think... You want to give me one of those pills? There's a man in terrible pain who's sitting here giggling and laughing his head off.
You want to know the truth? It hurts. You're hurting me because it hurts to laugh.
Really?
You've heard that it hurts to only when I laugh.
Look, I give you rest during the monologue. Why do you... You got 7 or 8 minutes. You got 7 minutes of rest right there.
Oh.
Here's a good friend, a lovely lady, a great talent, and like people in the country don't know that, she's beginning her 4th year as a star of her own show, The Dinah Show. One of the first ladies of not only television, the entertainment business, Miss Dinah Shore. Congratulations. You're starting your 4th. You're just ending the 4th, right? Or starting?
I think we're starting it. It's hard to tell. You do.
It kind of blends together, doesn't
it? Yes. I thought, yeah, you might have noticed that, too.
Yeah.
Life is...
But that's your current show. You were working at another show before that.
Yeah, we had Dinah's Place, but that was about 4 years. Yeah. Gee, I hope it doesn't... I mean, that's not significant.
What?
I hope that isn't significant to any degree. The 4 is not my magic number. I got a lot more.
And I read the other day where you're going to continue.
Yeah.
And you should. It's a good show.
Thank you.
You get some
Thank you.
good people on your show. You had me on there. Ed has been on
Oh,
the show.
sure.
Yeah.
It's
I didn't mean it's a good show. Oh, no, wait a minute.
Good people.
I didn't mean to say it that way. It's a good show. I've been on the show. I meant that you
You know
get a
something?
lot of people on there.
That was one of my favorite. Well, Ed's on a lot, and one of the really one of my favorite shows we ever did was the one that we did
that right?
together. Oh yeah.
I'll tell you why it was fun for me is because a lot of the people who were working there, the same crew, they're working in that studio. I used to do a show out of there in 1955 or 1956.
And they're still there.
And a lot of the people are still there, and it was very strange walking in there.
Johnny, I get the same feeling when I come over here because everybody, all of this crew, they all did the Chevy shows. And that was about 1955, 56.
How many of
60.
the crew here? The guys are
All the guys. Please. Oh, that's it.
Guy in
See,
the
I
audience.
told
Guy in
you.
the audience sitting there.
A majority of one.
The same guy in the audience. The one during the monologue went this way.
Oh, I guess they're all big.
They're probably around the building because they're taping other shows in here.
sure.
Thank you for coming.
Oh,
Would
I'm
you
delighted.
rather be the interviewee or the interviewer? What's easier for you?
You know something? It is a
No, I
darn
know what
sight
you're
easier. It's much easier to be the interviewer.
I was going to say that.
As a matter of fact, I find that I do that subconsciously, and that it's in lieu of going to parties. Doing a show is much easier. And I used to go to parties because I would see Freddie DeCordova, and I'd see you and Joanna all the time, and Janet, and everything.
Right.
But I don't do that anymore, and I find that going to parties is a problem.
Because you've done all your discussion and conversation with people.
In the course of the week, and you know pretty much when
Yeah.
people come on the show, they have something they want to talk about, or perhaps have something to plug, and you're briefed about it ahead of
Know
time.
what
And
you're talking
the
about.
conversation is comfortable and takes a predictable track from
Right.
time to time. You go to a party, they can ask you any darn thing.
Yeah.
You know, you
So-
could be sitting there and somebody could just, you haven't been briefed, and I'm not used
No.
to answering.
Suppose you were sitting here. What would you ask you?
Me?
Suppose you were interviewing yourself. What question would you ask that
What-
somebody has not asked you?
And there aren't too
Well,
many.
that we can,
Yeah, that
we can answer
go
and talk
into.
about. Well,
Well-
there are personal sides of our lives that most people don't talk about. Certain
Boy,
things.
you really got me stumped. I
You
mean,
ever think
what
of
is
that?
there that hasn't been talked about? I haven't read lately. I don't really know.
Are you in there this week?
Oh, God, I hope not. All right.
Who have you wanted to interview or have on your show that has, for whatever reason, said, "Hey, I'd love to do it, but it has been evasive," or just won't frankly
Never had.
do
Oh,
it?
well, I can think of a lot of people. Right now, I really would adore to interview Golda Meir. You know, but I'd probably
Well,
be
she's in our
tongue-tied.
country now.
I know it. I know it. I think that's what made me think of it because
Yeah.
I've been trying to reach her. I would love to interview her, but I would probably ask her something dumb because I'm so impressed with people who have accomplished things like that I probably would ask her for a recipe for chicken soup instead of, something significant.
She'd probably give it to you, too.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great?
You know?
But I've seen you do this too, Johnny. It happens. There are people that you're impressed by.
That's true.
That you're in awe of, and you'll sit there. And you can't think of anything to ask them.
It's absolutely true.
We
First
have-
time I had Monty Hall on, I was absolutely...
But he could cover for
But he covered for me and got me out of it.
Sure.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
A few people come to mind.
Oh,
People in the arts or sciences or something, and I'm a little awkward in that area
but
and intimidated at times.
I remember the first time I had William Buckley on.
Well,
And-
William Buckley can intimidate you.
But he's so nice, and he's darling, and he's charming
Right.
and wonderful, and I'm so impressed with him, and his
But Bill can
command of
give
the
you a
language.
look like you just ask him, so the dumbest question in the world, and he gives you that. And you just want to go into the
Oh,
desk, Did I hear something that means we have to leave for a moment?
If you choose to.
You're familiar with this, of course, why we
if you-
leave. We
if you-
sell products. I know you're not familiar with this.
No.
Once in a while we have stop.
Oh, is that what it is when you say we'll be right back?
We sell something. You never knew that.
No, I just stand.
You lie. We'll be right back. We'll be right back. That good, Anthony?
Oh, he's great.
Dinah and I were talking during the commercial about the problem of doing a show and then later out going to people's homes, like we were out to your place the other
That's
night.
right.
And you do feel like you have to be like you are on your show or perform or something.
Oh, the danger is if they don't. I mean, we know each other well, and we go to dinner all the time. They come to my house, and I'll go to yours. But if you go to a dinner party where they're grading you, and the conversation hasn't been absolutely scintillating for the first 2 or 3 minutes, you know you're going to be moved down the table.
Just like the couch.
I know, like it happens on the show.
The feeling, if you're not doing well, the host is going to say, would you move down to the end of the table and we'll bring in the next diner or something?
Sure.
Weird feeling.
Yeah.
You interviewed Jerry Brown recently, did you?
Yes.
Our governor of California. In his office you did that.
It was great fun. I really was absolutely fascinated. He didn't give me any alfalfa shoots.
Is he on?
Well, oh yes, he gave me Prince Charles, didn't he?
I did. Yeah, I was out of town when Prince Charles was here.
Right. Well, our governor.
I thought it was great that the heir apparent to the throne of England, and Jerry Brown together. I call him the Prince and the Pauper. Well, Jerry Brown is very frugal. He's setting a fine example, you know.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm a great fan of his. After that interview, even more so.
Really?
It was fascinating. But we that was all part of our California weekend. We, got out of the studio a little bit, and it's fascinating. Really is.
You get the feeling he may run for president in 3.5 more years?
I don't think there's any question about it.
Yeah, I get that
Don't
feeling.
you think so?
I would guess so. I suppose if a man is a politician, no matter... We're not taking a stand here, but I think a politician, if he really, that's his job, I suppose most of them aspire for the top job.
Sure.
And the top job as a politician is the President of the United States.
And when you think about what we do to them most of the time, you wonder why anybody wants it.
Yeah, it's got to be a horrendous job, because no matter what you do, half of the people are not going to like it.
Not exactly. Look at what happens to the poles. It's like a ski jump, up and down, over the hill.
I heard somebody told me you took up scuba diving lately. Have you never done that before?
No. I would really, well, I'd really never had the chance. In a Beverly Hills swimming pool, you just don't go scuba diving. And I've never been to the Caribbean. That's where I learned, though, to scuba dive in my pool. So I went scuba diving.
You took the official lessons and got certified and all that?
Got certified, and we went into a big tank in San Diego with a whole bunch of big fish. Really nice. I love that.
Now, what are you going to do if you go down to the Bahamas or something and you're down there and a barracuda comes up? What would you do?
What would I do?
Mm-hmm. Did they teach you? There's a barracuda.
A barracuda? Well, I'd scream.
That's one of the first things, just screaming.
That's right. I'd just scream, and I'd say, don't you handle the same way you do a mugger?
No. You'd be very... No. That gets some excitement.
What do you do?
You just be very quiet.
Yeah, and promise not to bleed, so he'll... No, it's sharks that are going to follow you. Isn't that it?
Well, I don't know. I always like the books. The books are so wonderful. They say sharks generally do not attack. They are just curious. And you always wonder if the shark has read that same book. I don't know how they figure that out. But sharks will not. Only if you're bleeding will they attack.
I'd like to know if a shark is intellectual and
They don't have too much of a brain. They are pretty much automatons.
No, I think
I've seen sharks scuba diving, and most of them don't really do it. What?
You've
Sharks?
seen...
Scuba diving?
Well, no, I was scuba diving, and
You were scuba diving.
See, that's a basic freshman English test. What is wrong with this sentence? I saw sharks scuba diving. I was scuba diving, and I saw sharks. Or I saw sharks while I was scuba diving. Bad construction there.
No, I would absolutely panic. I know...
No, they're curious. Unless they're hungry.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who
knows?
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. How do you know when they're hungry? They don't come. There's not a bell that says lunch. They eat when they get hungry.
There's got to be a certain expression on their face you have to look out for. I just personally don't have any desire to look out for it.
So you're going to limit it just to the tank
That's
diving.
Right. I went down in this tank. We did all kinds of crazy things in this California week. I scrimmaged with the Oakland Raiders.
Oh, come on now.
I did.
What do you mean you scrimmage with the Oakland Raiders?
Oh, girl-type scrimmaging.
With Otis Sistrunk? People like that?
No, actually, no. It was Kenny Stabler.
Well, that makes sense.
He threw a pass.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
According to People magazine this week, he does that pretty well.
Yeah. Well, I volunteered to accept it, catch it. What is it?
Did you?
Yes, I did. But who's got time?
Busy.
Busy. His schedule and my, that sort of thing.
Hey, look, I know you can't stay tonight, and you've got other things to do. I thank you for coming. We'll be right back. Stay with us. My next guest. Here's one of our favorite people. He is on the show frequently. A most talented man as an actor, a director, raconteur. Would you welcome Charles Nelson Reilly?
I'm all right.
Good. I'm thinking of you.
Thank you.
See, seemed to be in some sort of a snit. I was going to yes.
Does it show? Well, yes,
well,
I'm a little upset.
What,
Well, I didn't do anything wrong or anything. I mean, I didn't... It's just that I'm in the middle years now. We're a little past it, like the Twilight Zone.
Oh.
Well, it's true. I face it. And I have to... How are you?
I'm fine.
Good. And I have to face the
Aren't you
fact
gonna
that
ask me
I'm...
how I am?
Well, you're always fine. That's what I'm getting to.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You see what I mean? Superstars are fine always. That's my whole beginning.
see.
I know you have few things now and then. You're still Entertainer of the Year. I was the first to congratulate. The year is 12 months. I'm not forgetting the rain.
I know
See,
that.
many people do.
Right.
But I just want to say that I have been on this show for 16 years, and I've never left early.
Oh, you...
Well, I mean, you mean what? I mean what happens every week here.
I see.
And I think something... we'll discuss it because I think it's probably psychosomatic.
Right.
I'll tell you why in a minute because I'm getting to it. It's all built up carefully. But the thing is, you see, I have been on this show for 16 years. I've never left early.
Well, that's true. That's true.
And people come all the time. Like last time I was on here, Margaret left early.
Yes.
And now tonight, Dinah, who's a lovely girl, notice something else. They never tell you where they're going.
No.
No, you know why? Because they're not really going anywhere. But you always are kind of true. They never say, but you're condescending. You see, you get so in awe, like in awe. Don't be in awe of me. I'm a simple, humble person.
Yes.
But the thing is... they never say where they're going. Now, I asked the producer, the staff calls me, you know. They're lovely.
Yes.
Discuss that later. But the thing is, they taped this show. They said I could say this from 5:30
Say
to
what-
7.
Certainly.
Now, will you tell me where the hell everyone goes at 5:45? There's no place to go. You go at 8:30, at 10 o'clock, 11. You go to the dentist at 9, the doctor at 10. Nothing goes on at 5:45. But they're all what you say. Sorry, you have to rush away. Where the hell are they going? That's all I'm asking.
I have to catch it.
I know you gotta say where you're going. I know where you're going. You're going home to parboiled vegetables.
No.
No?
I'm going to catch a plane so I can plug my shows in Vegas. Don't you know?
see?
Okay. Well, I just want to say
Now,
one thing.
I'd like to...
That all the stars are not exactly like Dinah Shore. You know, I mean, there are different
They all
stars.
leave at 6:45, but I just thought you ought to have those.
Yes, that's...
And
Call you
just in case-
later. I love you.
I'll see you later. In Florida. We have a day in Florida. No, I want to
Do
discuss
I just
it
talk into the
fully.
flowers now, or
No,
what?
it's okay, fine.
Now, you see, that was class
That was
style.
nice.
That
Well,
was
you
style.
see, there are a few.
A few.
Like, I understand Joe Namath.
Joe Namath left.
Joe Namath left. I'm wearing a Joe Namath tuxedo shirt.
Oh, really?
He's not here to see it. He got to get at least 85 to 93 cents. So you see, he misses it. Then the other thing that bothers me, 16 years. Lola Falana, Charo, and I, and Ed, we stay. We're always here.
Yes, that's true.
And we just deserved, we're the oppressed guests. You know what I'm saying? We never go anywhere. I have no place to go. This comes off at 7:01.
Why did you...
Well, I wore it because I have no other place to go. It's just, this is it for me.
you're not going any
I'm
place
not
later?
catching anything. What am I going to plug? Do I plug a record? Am I holding a record up? You see a record? You see a book? You see a pilot film? You see a TV series? There's nothing. But I come in.
Let me ask you something.
All right. I don't care.
Then what are you doing here?
Well, there's no other place to go. You know what I mean? I was in a play once. I was in a play,
Yeah.
Rosalinda, musical, and I played Prince Orlovsky, which usually, if it's done as the opera, a woman plays.
Ah.
But for some strange reason, I was playing it. In Rosalinda, I played Prince Orlovsky, and the second act is the jail. Is the jail scene. And they said, Prince. It was 4 a.m. in the morning, and I come in, the Prince. Ta-da-da. It wasn't a big orchestra. It was 2 trumpets. It was theater in the round, a dinner theater.
But it sounds impressive.
Maybe it was just a ta-da, So I came in, and they said, Prince, what are you doing? In a jail. I said, only place still open. And that's how it's the only place open.
It's the only thing open this time of
The
day.
other thing that bothers me is 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, I see on the screen, our guests are taken by Morgan Limousine. Now, I've never seen a hubcap. I've never seen, I don't know, what are you talking about? So I figured for 16 years, I should ride around in a thing from anywhere to 4 to 6 weeks.
Right.
Carte blanche.
You've never been with the Morgan limousine?
I never saw the guy.
Well,
Then the other thing, I'm going to get it all out
Good,
because it's the
obviously.
menopause of my life.
Obviously,
and I'm struggling. She's on the plane already. All right, so the other thing is the hotel. You don't even know. It says, I'll quote.
Okay.
Because I watched the show.
I know you do.
You know. You've got to know I am faithful.
Thank you.
My career is over, but I'm here. And the thing is, that's why you had psychosomatic. It's couchitis. You see, if we had places to go except this couch, we would be all right. We would move better. Lola Falana and I will stay. All right, so the other thing is, I'll get to the point. Guests of the Tonight Show
Yes.
stay at the Sheraton Universal. I haven't seen the lobby. 16 years. Now, I just want, give me a slip.
Well,
Give me a slip for a free breakfast. That's all. I'll go in, just something that I feel like I belong.
now, let me explain
You understand
something.
what I mean? I can't plug anything. It's over.
You
I
see-
know this. I'm grateful.
those are guests who come from out of town who have to stay
Yes,
overnight.
but I drive over the hill.
You just want to
Which
stay.
is, at
you want to
five-
stay in the valley overnight?
And the other
then-
thing is parking. Can we discuss parking?
If you would like, sure.
All right, now I'm a star.
Yes.
Well, right.
Yes.
All right, then the other thing is to get here, to get dressed up. I don't like to get dressed up. Then, I love you. Then the thing is, I put on my hair. You understand? This
Yes.
is not my own hair.
I know
because
that.
I know that because I say that, and I'm trying to give it you try to give faith and courage to people through your handicaps. Just don't open a window.
So this is...
So just don't open a window.
Okay.
I mean, if you go dancing and you're under a ventilator, it's over. You know what I mean?
I always see
Now,
these
even
ads where
McQueen
guys are
Steve-
swimming. Guys are swimming, and they come out, and they say you can swim in this. Can you swim in
Have you
this?
seen the head underwater, or like you can swim in it and the water's somewhere here? You know what I mean?
Oh, but not under.
No, not in this ocean anyway. Maybe in Florida on a warm day. But anyway, you come to park, and there's no place to park. Well, you know why?
Don't we
Because you
have
don't know that. Have you seen the dressing rooms downstairs?
Yes, they are rather shabby.
What, like...
Well, I mean, they're not.
Well, I mean, you should be like the mayor. This is your universe. It's brilliant what you've done for American entertainment. But like the mayor, visit the slums. Look and see what the other people are doing. I wanted to say something about the hair, because it is funny. It's a funny thing, because my reruns are on ball, so, I mean, what could have happened? Last night, you were wonderfully funny. I laughed, I screamed. You're a wonderfully funny man, and it's wonderful. But anyway, seriously, you know the truth. But anyway, I got it on tape now. It's on tape.
Uh-huh.
Well, you don't know, because superstars don't have these problems.
Well,
You see,
some-
you have your own clothesline, you got a big dressing room upstairs. You know what I mean? The ballet says, well, you wore the blue Tuesday, try the red tonight. I mean, there's nothing, why did you go to the cleaners lab? But anyway, see, I forget, since the war, I forget.
But you have,
the tape.
The tape.
See,
It's
that's
the old
why-
injury
good.
coming back. Right.
All right, so a friend of mine says, why don't you use the new invisible tape? I said, oh, I'll get the invisible tape. So I go to a beauty supply shop. Now, when you're 46 and you enter a beauty supply shop for the first time, that tells you you're in trouble. You should have gone at 21 and get the ball rolling. You know what I mean? So I go in. They're human, they're lovely.
Of course they are.
Then you go in, I love them. So you go in and you buy this little package of invisible tape.
Right.
Now this, and you don't want to say it's for you, because you don't, there's nothing fake here. So you go and you say, my sister, she wanted the invisible tape because she had a sickness and the hair all fell. I didn't know. So you get the box of invisible tapes and you go home. Now, to do anything like this, I have to take my glasses off to do anything. You know, that's like invisible taping. So you read the directions and it says, cutely, cute little red box. It says that when you take the second white tape off, you're left with your invisible tape. And then it says, laughingly, Be careful because you know it is
Invisible.
So I go like this, and then suddenly I don't know where the tape is. And it's 10 minutes before I got to be to work, and I start to look for the invisible tape. Then anything that sticks, then you go, that must be it, and it goes all in fine. But, I mean, I'm going back to the white tape. You know, the double adhesive. You know, the bathroom looks like it's a Red Cross station in Iwo Jima. But it gives you a feeling of hope.
Now, would you like another introduction?
Now, what would you introduce me? To make believe I'm a guest that has to leave early. Now, think of it a minute. In awe, you are in awe, a superstar who has to go early.
All right. Just go back. I'll give you an introduction. Like you're a biggie.
All right. Now, another thing, notes for the orchestra. See how they are? They're all ready to go. I want the top 10 introductions. You know what I mean? Governor Brown, whatever. You know what I mean? Not the usual something, you know, that I'm identified with.
Okay. All right.
Well, they'll be looking long. You know what I'm saying?
Just go on off.
Now, notice you don't come out
I'll
right
introduce
away.
a guest who's never even been on the show. It's so big. Making his first appearance and a thrill for all of us.
Right.
Within 16 years, has never been on the show.
Slower.
Yes. One of the probably 5 or 6 top box office draws around the world.
2 to 3 in the last poll.
Probably has moved up to 2 or 3 just this evening. A sex symbol. Would you welcome Robert Redford? You have to leave? Robert has to leave early. Thank you, Bob. Bob's on a very tight schedule. Bob had to leave early. He has many other things to do, but we'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us. Now, can you stay? Can you stay? Do you have?
What is it today?
Really
I'm
stay.
sorry.
You can really stay. It's Thursday.
What is it?
Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay,
sure.
good. I've not met this young lady. You have met her backstage.
She's a lovely girl.
Her name is
Very
a
talented.
charming young actress.
Wonderful.
She is co-starring in a movie called Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Would you welcome Teri Garr? Teri? Where were you headed? Were you going over to the band?
I guess so. I'm not sure.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You've never been with us before, have you?
Well, yes, I was. I was once with,
You weren't out with me.
no, John Denver.
Ah, I didn't think you were on with me.
Hi.
Hi, Charles. Hi, Ed. I'm good. How are you? I know Ed from before.
Oh, yeah. Yes. We run into that frequently on the show. You mean from the show, or?
I think I worked with him on Sonny and Cher.
Several times.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
With Howard Cosell. Oh, yeah.
Have you done a lot of, you like Howard Cosell? Well, be honest. You can be pretty honest on a show like this, you see.
Uh-huh. Yes, I like Howard Cosell. He's okay.
Now, you're saying that with reservations. I don't want to make you say something you don't want to say, but...
Oh, he was funny.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. But you haven't done a lot of these shows, have you?
No.
Yeah. Are you comfortable all right? I mean, just...
Yes, I'm real comfortable. My hands are stuck
You look
in
like
this
you're
chair.
you look like you're making your first flight on
I know.
Trans Debris Airlines or
You like
something.
it?
Why don't you just relax and
Okay.
pretend you're sitting in my living room at home,
Oh, sure. Okay.
and the wife is out of town. No, I see that was just silly. That was silly talk. You know that.
Do I seem real nervous to you?
No, are you? Why?
No, I'm not real nervous. I just want to know if I seemed like it. I'm not nervous.
Well, the chair is really not very comfortable, is it? I mean, to be perfectly
It's not
honest
like,
with
is
you.
your living room like this?
No, not. No, not really. See, the chair, you can't move in the chair. You're kind of sit there and you can't really move the chair or something like that. I just want you to be you. You know,
Okay.
relax and just pretend we were out somewhere sitting and just talking. Okay. Where are you from?
Huh? Oh,
Where's home originally?
here. The valley.
Right here in the valley.
Mm-hmm.
What part of the valley? Encino, Northridge,
North Hollywood.
North Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Grew up that way, say? That's something.
Mm-hmm.
Went to school there?
Mm-hmm.
And after you left North Hollywood, you went clear over to Hollywood, huh?
Yes, I did. And see, sometimes I watch the show and I see people like me on it, just going, uh-huh, uh-huh. And I go, I'll never do that. And here I am doing it.
Yeah. Do you watch it? You watch our show frequently?
Yes, I do. I like your show.
Good. Thank you.
But that's the problem with doing it, because I think I'm watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I find out that I'm here, and that I have to be listening.
That's
and I have to
interesting.
answer the questions. It's not, yes.
In other words, just like you're watching the show now, and you don't feel like a participant in it. That's interesting. Well, you are here.
Well, I am?
Yeah, sure.
You were good, Charles.
I was all right, but how many years was I nervous? Remember how nervous I used to be?
No, really, this
For
is
many
true.
years. Isn't it true? Because I love you, I'm in all of you, and I was a
Absolutely.
mess.
He would come
It's
on
true, wasn't I?
Yes.
and absolutely be a basket case.
And it takes a long time, and you're wonderful, and just do what you want to do, and you'll be fine.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to take my hair down now.
Okay,
You'll
fine.
be comfortable.
So, now.
Did a light just go out?
Yeah, lights change. It's a big show, baby. They do a light change.
I see. What happened to this humble little scared man all of a
Well-
sudden? I mean, it's...
I found someone or something. I don't know.
Okay, here we are. You're not off me at all. I mean...
Huh?
Oh, come on.
Oh, yes.
Why?
Well, because I'm a fan of yours.
Well, that doesn't mean anything. I mean, that's nice. I'm glad you are. Yes.
I mean, I'm really here talking to you, huh? Okay.
Yeah. Anything particular you'd like to talk about? Did anybody give you advice? People have been on the show before.
Yes, but I don't think it was good advice. Well, my friend Buck Henry, who was your
Oh, there
friend,
you are, yeah.
if he's watching, he'll probably kill me. But he said just to say yes and no and I don't know.
Thanks, Buck. You're a big help. Yeah.
That would help, yeah.
No. You were a dancer, I understand, originally.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you,
See, I'm doing it.
Well, that's all
Yes,
right.
I
That only asks for a yes or no. You know, what was one supposed to say? When I say you were a dancer, that doesn't leave you, you know, if I said, how did you become a dancer? You can't very well say yes or no, right? How did you become a dancer?
Yes. Well, I went to dancing school.
That's a good way to do it. Good way.
It's scintillating.
See, if you go to scuba diving school, you're not likely to become a dancer. You have to go to the school that teaches you what you wanted to become.
No, I went to ballet school and was very obsessed with it and got into ballet companies and then danced in Swan Lake and all those things.
Did you really? Professionally?
Yeah. I was always in the corps de ballet, and I didn't think I was ever going to get very far with it because of, I always laughed, sort of.
When you were doing the ballet?
Yeah. I mean, because all the ballets have stories to them, and the ballet dancers are supposed to come out and act out the stories. And they always acted so funny that I would laugh. It wasn't good for
Yeah,
my-
you're not supposed to laugh during the ballet.
No.
If somebody's playing a swan and you were laughing, that's considered not
When they die.
not good show business. That's right, because the swan does die and right at the end, and it's not supposed to be comical. Some doctors said that girls should not start ballet when they're really young because their bones aren't ready to do it, and it can. Have you heard anybody say that? What? Look, I haven't asked that question before, and I want to get it out before I go to that great kinescope up in the sky. You know what I'm saying? That your bones are not.
You mean
they're
'cause
too supple. You know, this
then it makes them
bad.
turn out like ducks?
There's something like that.
That's possible.
Oh well, that's.
I can't do this.
Oh yes, you can. You're doing just wonderful.
Okay.
Fine.
You're just doing wonderful. But what are we being canceled? What the hell is this? They're turning one light out at a time. These lights went out. Another light just went out.
You realize that Dinah Shore is somewhere over New Mexico?
That's right. And you're still here. See, television is cruel. This is the way they can tell you that it's all over. They don't have the guts to come down and tell you. They just keep turning out the lights.
Is it
Until
because
one night you come on, your little candle on the desk here, and you'll be going...
it's my fault? No.
No. Have you been in other movies besides this one you're doing, Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
Well, yes.
What's wrong? What's got a problem? Well, we don't care. What do we care? The light goes on. Don't let it bother you.
Maybe that has something to do with my movie.
Ah, that's right. That has to do with extraterrestrial...
Outer space.
Outer
and stuff.
space.
And when the UFOs come, all the lights go on and off. It's a little weird. No. Just a movie. It's just a movie.
Do you believe in UFOs?
I don't know. I don't think so. No, there's nothing been proven about them.
Yeah, a lot of people, credible people have said they've seen them and reported sightings. Some of them they can't explain. Which doesn't mean, of course, that they're from another planet either. Just because you can't explain something.
No.
That's right. Or yes.
Tell about the first and second stages, and then the third stage with the movies.
Well, thank you. We have a light here.
Thinks we need that.
A key light like this. Good evening. Just get us our guests look nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That makes me feel better.
We want you to have well lit and everything and so forth. You can tell a low-budget show when the host has a flashlight. Do you want us to do a commercial? I think so. We're going to do a commercial. You're doing just fine, really.
Mm-hmm.
You really are.
Okay.
Sure. We'll do this. We'll come right back. Did we mention your movie now, Close Encounters of the Third Kind? Has it opened yet?
It opens the 17th of
Yeah.
November. And it's a fantastic, beautiful
I've heard
movie, and everyone
real
should see
good
it.
things about it. And I hope it's a big smash for you.
Thank you, I do too.
All right. Are you a gardener at all? Do you have little plants around your apartment and things like that?
Yes.
Okay, good, because we have Thalassa with us tonight, and she is one of this country's foremost gardening experts. She's a columnist for the Boston Sunday Globe, and she also shares her plant and gardening knowledge with television viewers in the Boston area. Would you welcome Thalassa? It's nice to see you.
Oh, it's nice to see you in bright lights, Johnny.
Yes, we were almost, thought we were going to have a blackout. How are our plants doing back here? We have a couple. Are those ficus?
Yeah,
Those are ficus. See, I am learning.
you're doing very well.
And do they look healthy?
From here, yes, but then I haven't got my glasses on.
Yeah, well, you see, they sit, we're air conditioning in here all the time, and then the heat comes on, and then more air conditioning.
That must be very difficult.
Yeah.
Plants don't mind cold. They don't catch cold in the head if you have a sort of even air conditioning. It's when you put them under the air conditioning vent they hate it.
Really?
Then they sound like me. I mean, they look as I do.
I did not realize plants caught cold as such.
In a manner of speaking, yes.
Yeah.
If their roots get cold, then they shrivel and die. They can't bear it. Haven't you had a begonia die on you? Had cold roots. That started you?
No, I've never had a begonia die on me.
Don't grow begonias, that's why, obviously.
Are they very tender? I mean, they need a lot of care?
Well, some do, yes.
I try to learn something more every time that you're here.
I try very hard to teach you.
Yes, I know you do, and you have to go slow with me because I'm not... Is there such a thing as a green thumb? People that are more adaptable and have a natural talent with plants?
Well, there are people who learn more easily than others.
I think I got what you're saying. But you've heard that phrase. Some people have a natural
Yes, some people
ability.
do. Some
and I
people-
think that's true.
Some people are better with plants than others. I think they grow up with plants. Sort of not Tarzan.
Right.
Not like your scuba diving.
Now, I put a
Since-
greenhouse in at our house. My
You
wife
did?
wanted a greenhouse.
That's worse than having to find babysitters. Have you ever tried to get a greenhouse sitter?
What do you mean? You have to get
When
a...
you go away.
What
You
do
never
mean?
go away?
Well, yes, frequently. Why?
Then what happens to the greenhouse? Because that's very difficult. You can't get... No two people manage their plants the same way.
I never thought of that. Now, wait a moment. Well, can't we leave, and doesn't the greenhouse stay there, and the plants just do what they do?
The greenhouse probably stays there unless your crime problem is worse than ours in the East.
Yeah.
But the plants will not just stay there.
I never thought
They'll
of
sort
that.
of get...
In other words, somebody has to care for them and water them every day, and...
Yes, and somebody has to open the vents, unless you've got mechanical ones, in
I
which
don't
case
have
they'll break down while you're away, because that's an extension of Murphy's Law. In gardening, absolutely everything always goes wrong, every single time. particularly the automatic vents that open a greenhouse.
Yes, especially when you're away, I suppose.
Always when you're away.
Is this a good time or bad time of year for houseplants, especially, I suppose, in the
No,
east
this
where
is
it gets
the
cold?
time of year for houseplants because by now, except in California, the weather's such that you can't do much outdoors.
Right.
And so that you've brought your houseplants in if you've had them outside, or you're rushing away and buying some. Or you're looking at your houseplants and when you put them on your windowsill, and you say to yourself, how could I have thought that was a handsome plant? I'm going to have to do something about it. I mean, this is the moment.
They require more care indoors, obviously, than they do outside.
Yes, they do require a great deal of care indoors. They can require the sort of care you and I require. I mean, they need reasonable living conditions.
Right.
Not too much heat, not all that open window at night in very cold climates.
Is the plant puppet craze still going? It just seemed to be a resurgence a few years ago, I suppose, because the environmentalists and people want to see green things and growing and
I don't think it was the environmentalists. I think it was just people who wanted plants.
something growing around them.
It may have crested a little, but I don't think so. No, people want plants. They want them tremendously. I bet you have plants, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Do you have plants hanging plants in front of every window?
No, I just have them sitting there. I mean, they're not hanging, they're sitting. but
Everything
they're-
you say will be used against you.
I'm sure of it.
What's a good plant for a beginner? What to start with?
Oh,
Indoors.
a nice tough plant?
Yeah, something that you can abuse.
Oh,
Well, I mean, that
you
doesn't
can
have
abuse
to...
a philodendron, but I bet you're beyond that point. What do you have as a plant? Do you know what it is?
Oh, no. I have a philodendron, yes, that one stays.
That one does well.
But I talk to
May I
them.
ask you a question?
Certainly.
I have a lot of plants, and they're like in limbo. They're all healthy. They're...
Why? Because they leave early?
Huh?
Do they all want to leave early?
No, but they're like in 1970 and 1977. Seriously, they're the same. They don't grow very much. And if I go to the east, to my friends' apartments, the green seems much richer than mine.
Well, do you ever give them any food?
Do you feed your plants?
Yeah, I do. That fish thing. I have a fish
The
emulsion.
thing after which you have to put a clothes peg on your nose.
I know, but I mean-
but there are other fertilizers. There are new kinds. I don't think you've sort of kept up with the times. There's a kind you mix into the soil that lasts for 6 months.
Yeah, but I'm
We
a
made that
busy-
last time you were on the
nobody
show.
helps me. I
I'm
do
sure.
all this myself. I got 43 plants just that they're in limbo is good enough for me. You know what I mean? I can't go around.
You're a bit of a complainer, aren't you?
He certainly is. He certainly is. We're going to come back, and then you're going to show us something
I'm
tonight.
going.
Okay.
I'm
Stay
going.
here. No, you're going to stay. And watch this. We'll be right back. Now, even I know, with my limited knowledge, and you're helping me, these are ferns. And this one is not in very good shape.
That
right?
is a fern in very poor shape.
Is
Yes,
that
you're
too
very
much
good.
fern for the pot?
Too little fern for the pot, and a fern in acute misery. Indeed, in need of intensive care.
Uh-huh.
And, I would call this your average neglected fern.
I see. Okay. What is
Now-
this thing here?
Well, that's a philodendron. I think it's the kind called Robert. It will be red. But what I thought we might talk about today, Johnny, if you would like,
Certainly.
would be if by any chance you grew a plant as large as that, it's not awfully easy to handle in the house.
Right.
I mean, you've got a pretty big house for that. And the thing is that you have occasionally to divide your plants.
Divide your plants.
Yes, sometimes you can get a new plant by making a cut. You remember we made
Yes.
it last time? And sometimes you can get a new plant by growing seed, and sometimes you can divide it. Now, you can't divide a plant that has only one stalk like that.
Without killing it, right?
Well, it's like trying to divide an apple tree.
Okay.
But you can divide a plant. Do you feel a slight sort of jungly feel?
This is too big, isn't it? I
It
mean,
is much too big. It is perfectly gigantic. You can divide an enormous plant like that.
so tonight we're going to divide a fern.
Tonight we're going to divide a Boston fir.
You folks call your neighbors. We're going to divide a fern here.
Now, you're supposed to have some equipment before you divide
Well,
plants. And,
yes.
and you've also got to tell yourself that it's going to do the plant good in the end to wreck it for the moment. So will you please start cutting that down for me while I get the things ready?
What, with these little things?
No, we shall be here all night. You're giving me 30 minutes. Cut it down.
What do you mean? Just
Get going, not on me.
like this?
Yeah. take it down to a hairbrush.
Well, won't that kill it? I'll cut it down.
Are
I'll
you
cut it down.
learning?
I'll cut it down.
It helps if you do it that way.
Oh, I see. Oh, copy plenty.
Now, while
That's what you wanted, right? That's what you said you wanted.
Okay. Mr. Carson has now done what we wanted.
There you are.
And while he was doing it, I was getting a pot ready. And what I am doing is washing this pot.
Well,
Because this is what you're going to have to put it into.
we have 3 minutes now. Okay.
Oh, lummy, is that all? Would you mind getting that out for me?
Certainly. How do I just pull it out of here?
No. Turn it upside down.
What?
Turn it upside
Turn
down.
it upside down.
Well, sort of like that, yeah. Now, if you would cut me a section of that plant, I will have the pot ready for you, I trust, by the time you've cut through it.
Otherwise, I can just,
Carve me out a piece of cake.
all righty.
That's it. Go on. Go on. Go on. Let the nice people see what you're doing.
Cutting a piece of this fern.
Well, you know, he's done
Well, you said like a piece of cake.
You have
That's
done absolutely.